Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel and a bit of Grimdark kit bashing. So what's inspired this? Well, it's Trench Crusade. Many people have noticed Trench Crusade is really picking up traction in the gaming community off the back of a really successful Kickstarter. Yeah, it's heading towards great things. Now I've got no real plans to become involved in Trench Crusade or play Trench Crusade, but I absolutely love the aesthetic. I love the artwork. I love the whole ethos of mixing medieval weapons and armor with early 20th century sort of uniforms and weapons. I think the actual, like I say, the aesthetic is absolutely brilliant, and I've really enjoyed checking out the people's creations, people's kit bashes on Facebook and Instagram, etc. And I won't be playing Trench Crusade. While I like it, I don't want to commit to another game at this point. I've got so many on the go that I've not really got into as much as I'd like. Taking on another system, I can't see it happening. However, I have been inspired by Trench Crusade to embark on a bit of Grimdark kit bashing based on that aesthetic, that ethos. And I'm going to be using these in games of my favourite skirmish game, Space Weirdos. So essentially it's going to be Trench Weirdos. This is going to be a two-part video. I've created two sort of warbands for Space Weirdos. One's painted, one's still sort of very much grey plastic and filler. What I thought I'd do in this video is show you the ones that I've painted and just talk you through the bits and pieces that I've used to put these together, and then go through the second warband, grey plastic. You know, I don't really like showing grey plastic on the channel, but some people have said to me, Steve, when you do your kit bashes, can we see before you put the paint on so we can see exactly what you've done with them? So yes, so part two will be that warband painted up, and anything else that I may add during that period. So let's get on to the first one that I completed. So these are roughly based around sort of World War I trench raiders. So they've forgone sort of rifles or machine guns, etc., for more close combat weapons. But I've taken a different approach with the close combat weapons, as you'll see in a second. But here's the first one. So this is the leader of the warband. Very strange looking chap here. However, let's have a look at how he's put together. So all four of this warband, their bodies are based on the World War I German infantry set by War Games Atlantic, which is that main part here. Then I've just added bits and pieces to it. So some of the equipment is from the same kit, and some of the equipment is also from the War Games Atlantic British BEF Home Guard kit. On the back there. Now let's talk about his arms. Now his arms, I wanted him to be called a pistol, and I was going through my bits and pieces, and I found these are from Warlord Games, the World War II French Infantry. So both arms are from that box, and I think giving him that pose really gives him a bit of dynamism, and they fit really well. Now the head, he's the only one of the warband that's got a sort of, he's not wearing a gas mask essentially, because he's a leader and I want him to stand out as such. And I was going through different heads in bits boxes. Nothing was really grabbing my sort of interest until I found this. Now this head is actually from the Genestealer Hybrid, or Genestealer Neophyte Hybrid box by Games Workshop. And I thought it was absolutely perfect. I just loved the look of it, going with this sort of early 20th century uniform with this hybrid head. Didn't take much to make it fit. Bit of carving on the neck, a bit of milliput to make it fit properly. But there we go, and that was the leader. So he's got his equipment there, his pistol, and that head. I just think it sets the miniature off, and it gives it that real grim look. So that was the leader. Up next, three chaps with close combat weapons. So this is where it starts to get a bit strange. So as with the other ones, what I've done is I've used the War Games Atlantic World War I German infantry for the body and the gas mask. and some of the equipment as well. But the the weapons, or his weapon, this big spiky mace type bludgeoning thing, is actually from the Frostgrave Cultist box, built I believe by Northstar, and the arms fit really pretty well. Bit of modelling putty required obviously for the gaps. I'm not going to fit 100%, so I do use quite a bit of modelling putty to fill in some gaps, but it sets it off. It works really well. I was really quite chuffed with it. I've gone back to the Bolt Action or Warlord Games World War II French infantry box with this rucksack, and the pack on the top there comes from, again, I think War Games Atlantic, British Expeditionary Force box. But didn't take long to put this together, and I don't know, there's just something supremely weird and creepy about him holding that weapon. So that's the first one. Second guy, equally odd weapon. So he's got this. Now this is actually from, again, the body and the gas mask, etc. War Games Atlantic, World War I Germany infantry equipment from the World War II British box as well. Now the arms, yes, let's get onto these arms. These are Perry miniatures, and from memory I believe they're from the French Agincourt box. They initially came, they were like padded, like medieval padded, like a jerkin type thing. What I did, I just filed away the pattern because I really liked that weapon. I thought it went really well with the uniform, which is kind of disturbing. And again, bit of milliput, bit of modelling putty to fix those gaps, but again went together, no problems at all. And I just think the mix of medieval weapons and the gas masks and the early 20th century equipment, it's such an odd mix, but I think it works quite well. And I think like I say, I'll be using these for Space Weirdos, but I think it'd work quite well for Trench Crusade as well. I'm definitely inspired by the artwork from Trench Crusade and other people's kit bashes as well. And so for the last chap, something a bit well, odd. Okay, so we've got again the usual. It's the War Games Atlantic German infantry box, and bits of equipment. But the arms, let's talk about the arms, shall we? So again, the right arm is from that same World War I infantry box from Germany. It's got the Mauser there, very iconic. Then we've got this. I wanted one of them to have some kind of sort of Morning Star or flail or some kind of something they've cobbled together, and I think this works perfectly. Now actually this is from the Cawdor box, so it's a Necromunda Gang box by Games Workshop, and all I did was slice the hand off and put it on one of the left arms from the German infantry box, and it fit quite well. I don't think there was, because they're both from that set, there was no modelling putty required, and yeah, they it just went together really well. So I sometimes with kit bashing I get lost in what I'm doing, and I'm going through bits and pieces and seeing what will work, and it's quite a few hours put into, especially if a few of the to do the whole project. Very much trial and error, but when you find something that works, it's what makes kit bashing just one of the best parts of the hobby. But I think they've retained sort of their early 20th century look with some nuance, so some oddness thrown in there. So that's the four completed. So they're primarily armed with close combat weapons and pistols. They're all going to have pistols of some description. Just give them a bit of a chance in Space Weirdos, or Trench Weirdos as this is going to be. But they need some opposition. So this is where I've built four more, but these aren't painted. I'm going to show you these in grey plastic. These will be painted for the next video, just to show you exactly what they look like before you get some paint on them. So these are sort of loosely based around sort of British infantry, but what you'll notice is they it's the War Games Atlantic foot knights, torsos and legs, etc. and they fit together really well with other kits, as I've found. So the head is War Games Atlantic BEF box, so the Home Guard box with the old British helmet there. The arm is from the Warlord Games French Infantry box again, just fit really well. Bit of modelling putty, there's a few gaps on these. The arm is from the German Infantry box, World War One, but you can't really see they've got different cuffs, but you're not going to really see them because the shield is hiding them. I was tempted to file it away, but in my haste and excitement to get that shield on, I didn't do it. I completely forgot. It's the excitement of kit bashing. So onto the shield. This is I don't know where this came from. It was just something from my imagination. So the shield is from the War Games Atlantic Foot Knights box. The sort of rudimentary cross. I wanted it to look like he'd made it himself, rather than sort of, you know, actually applied to the shield en masse. I thought, you know, he's made this himself. So I used an old tongue depressor, a lolly stick. Just crudely cut it and made a cross shape, and then with a skull, that is from the War Games Atlantic skeleton range. I believe it's from the chariot box. Get quite a lot of skulls in there, and so I sort of cut it in half, glued it across, but I cut away half sort of that eye bit there. I wanted to make, I didn't want a full sort of skull motif. I just wanted to make it look like it had been damaged, or that we'd found sort of some ornament like that and just attach it to his shield. This was actually the very first one that I made, and it sort of set the tone, set the scene for the rest of them. So that's him. The next two are quite similar. Let's go with this one again. So again, based around the War Games Atlantic Foot Knights body. I've not really added a lot to this, to be fair. So it's the Foot Knights body, the equipment from the British Expeditionary Force box, again, all War Games Atlantic, with the head from that box as well, the old British helmet then. But the arms are from the World War One German infantry box. I really like these arms. I like with the cuffs on. They add to the sort of overall look, and you get the old World War One rifle there as well. He's going to be a standard trooper, but I just think the look, those War Games Atlantic Foot Knights, yeah, they really work well with their other kits. Not quite sure anyone intended to be mixed with 20th century ones, but there we go. That's the nature of kit bashing for you. Okay, the third one, a bit different this one. So again, he's going to be a standard trooper with a rifle. So his body, so his torso, his legs, etc. Again, Perry miniatures. I believe it's from the European Mercenaries box. It's the command sprue you get in there. So he's got sort of armour and a bit of a tabard or a surcoat going, I think they're called. So for the head, I want him to be wearing a helmet as his comrades are. So it was just a case of snipping a bit of the top of his head off, filing it down flat, getting a head from the War Games Atlantic British Infantry box, completely removing the head, filing it down, making a little bit of an indentation, and then slotting it on, and it works quite well. I was really concerned it wasn't going to look natural, like it just been plopped on top of a conical head. The armour on these chaps is quite conical to start with, but I think I avoided that. And there was just a little bit of filling required around there. There's a bit of a gap. As you can see, some gap filling on the arms as well. Quite substantial because they didn't really want to fit, but I made them. So I think once he's painted up, he's going to look pretty good. What I did as well, I added an entrenching tool there. On his belt, there's normally a space where you put a sword. I thought, well, it looked a bit odd, just nothing there, so I've added this entrenching tool. And again, the rucksack and the pack there is from that British infantry box. The last one, what can I say about the last one? What's this? I don't know how practical this is going to be in game. I really don't, but I just went to town on this one. So the actual chap himself, we've got the War Games Atlantic Foot Knight. The arms are from, again, the German infantry World War One set by War Games Atlantic, and the head from the British that British set. Just we got the traditional helmet there. onto this. I don't know. I honestly don't know how this came about. In my mind, what I believe is that this is some kind of venerated veteran that they stuck at a pole and they take him out into the battlefield as good luck. Something like that anyway. So how did I build this? So the actual pole and the hand is from Victrix Vikings set. If you've seen my Midgard video, you'll know that I'm working on some Vikings at the moment, and I thought that would be ideal. I think it's this kind of reliquary thing at the top here. That's been in my bits box for years, and it's actually from the Grey Knights, I believe. Old Games Workshop Grey Knights from about 2013 is when I picked it up. It's always been painted. I was going to use it for something, but I never got round to using it for anything. I thought I'd look ideal. It's got some skulls there, and it's got some broken weapons in the recess there. And for this guy, well, he's obviously seen better days. So again, he was built using bits and pieces from the War Games Atlantic Chariot box. So I snipped his legs off, and then I repositioned some arms to make it look like he was just hanging there. I'm in two minds about whether to actually use this in game, because it I don't know, it just looks a bit out of place. But I might do. Between now and the next video, I might build another one just to replace this, but I don't know. This, I do like it. It's just weird. It just sums up what kitbashing, especially Grimdark kitbashing, is all about. But that's the fourth one. So that's all 2 factions done. And like I say, what I'm going to do is paint those up and make another video about them. But I'm really happy with how these turned out. I had literally, paint wise, I had no idea what the scheme was going to be. I almost painted these brown, but then I was just going through my paints, and I came across no, it's not that, it's this. So it's German Uniform by Vallejo, and you get this really light green. Give it a nice wash. I used 2 washes on it. I used this, which is Military Shade wash by Army Painter, and then I also used Dark Tone as well for sort of a lot of the deeper shadows. I used Dark Tone. But that's it. That's what I've completed so far, and you know what? I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait to get the others finished to start playing games of, like I say, it's called Trench Crusade, not Trench Weirdos. Trench Weirdos. If you haven't seen Space Weirdos, check it out. Fantastic skirmish game. Love it. Absolutely love it. Anyone that I've introduced to it has loved it as well. Fantastic game. Right, so I hope you found that bit of kitbashing interesting. Got any comments about this or wargaming in general? Just pop them down below, and I'll certainly respond to all comments and questions. But as always, thanks for watching. Do take care. May dice roll well, and I'll catch you in part 2 of this video when it comes out. See you soon. Bye bye.